Welcome to Easy Living for Sensitive People. I'm so excited to share this journey with you as you learn and practice how to live more easily in your life using something that already exists within you. My name is Kristen Lemaster, and I'm an energy medicine practitioner trained in many modalities and energy healing methods. But most importantly, I am a highly sensitive person and a parent of two highly sensitive children. As a highly sensitive person, I lived most of my life feeling anxious, misunderstood, a little bit different, and exhausted. I also had a lot of unexplained chronic symptoms throughout my life, such as consistent upset stomach, chronic feet pain, infertility, and depression. And I was so drained after being around people that I would need days to recover after being in a crowd or traveling. And no amount of supplements or yoga or coaching or therapy or meditation, essential oils, flower essences, juicing, you name it, I tried it. And while a lot of these things did provide some benefits, I never really found anything that was lasting. So I had a quarter life crisis, and in my mid 20s, I had realized that I had resigned myself to living an exhausted life where my favorite part of the day was getting into bed at night to fall asleep. And so I started my journey into this idea that everything is energy. I had experienced being energetically whole and resilient, and I knew the answer was in there somewhere. I started my journey into energy 20 years ago when I was a graduate student in engineering. At first, I approached the world of energy using a very analytical and scientific point of view. And eventually, I did reconnect with my unique life force energy and learned how to shift it and expand it and to generally use it for better overall health and wellness. Over time, I settled into a more resilient way of living that used my life force energy as the foundation to everything that I did. But when I had children and realized that they were both highly sensitive, I knew I just had to go deeper and I had to figure this out on a much higher level so that they could live a life where they could truly enjoy the gifts of being sensitive without having to manage the daily challenges of being sensitive that a lot of us struggle with on a daily basis. So I took all of my training, all of my knowledge, and I set out to truly embody and experience my energy. And what I found transformed my life. And I am so grateful to be able to share that with you during this course. So, this program is a journey towards energetic wholeness. And through energetic wholeness, you can live a life of ease, joy, and peace, no matter what is happening around you. When you are full of only your energy, there isn't room for anything else. During this program, you will learn about and practice energy techniques that will help you connect to your energy so you can live a fuller life. We will explore how to center, ground, embody our energy, how to create energetic boundaries, how to clear out our energy field, and so many more important tools. And these are techniques that anyone can learn, and they're techniques that you can take into your life immediately. We will also study the science behind how to make a new and lasting habit. In my opinion, this is the missing link when it comes to energy work. We can study the academics and the science behind energy, but if we don't put work into truly integrating it into our lives so that it becomes automatic, then we will continue to live in and out of our energy and continue to need time to recover from the challenges of being highly sensitive. So let's take a closer look now about what this course entails.
This course has two main parts. The first part is focused on cultivating and experiencing energetic wholeness. And the second part is about how to create a new and lasting habit. And when we put these two parts together, we can achieve the overall goal of the course, which is to help you learn and experience how to automatically walk through life from a state of energetic wholeness. Let's take a closer look at some of the things we are going to learn in each of these parts. So, energetic wholeness really is the heart of this course. When we say sensitive people can walk more easily through their life, what we're saying is that when we can tap into our own unique life force energy, we can use that to nourish us on a physical, mental, and emotional level. We can use it to heal our bodies, and we can use it to form something like a shield around us that allows us, again, to experience life without taking in the energy of other people, of experiences, and of your environment. I mentioned earlier that one of the premises for this course is that when we are full of only our energy, there isn't room for anything else. Now, we are launching this course with the faith that our energy does exist. And we're talking about it even now, thinking that we all understand and believe that we do have an energy inside of us that we can magnify to create this state of energetic wholeness. But even though we're starting here on faith that we do have our energy inside, as the course progresses, you will not only learn about what this energy is, but you'll also get to experience it. And once you experience your own energy, and I bet many of you already have, you can start to learn how to shift your energy, expand your energy, and again, let it help to nourish you inside and out. The other thing about energetic wholeness is that when we are energetically whole, it actually helps everyone around us. It can enhance our relationships because even as we think of energetic boundaries, which is something that we are going to focus on in this course, we're really talking about how we have energetic relationships with people and things in our life. Being energetically whole can also help us feel stable and safe and secure, and it can help us find our purpose in life. There are so many wonderful benefits about being energetically whole. And once we learn how to automatically just walk through life as an energetically whole being, our lives can become much easier. In our discussion of energetic wholeness in this course, we are going to focus on the common energetic patterns that we see in sensitive people. We're going to talk more about what it means to be a sensitive person, but then sprinkled throughout the entire course, we'll talk about, again, some of the common ways that sensitive people walk through life energetically. And we'll talk about how to leverage those patterns that are gifts to us and also to adjust some of our energetic patterns that express themselves as challenges in our life. But the basic idea here is that when we are filled with our life force energy, it can really calm our nervous system. And as we'll learn, sensitive people tend to have a heightened nervous system as we are more aware of all the subtle things that are happening around us. So our energy becomes a tool or a state of being that really helps to bring our nervous system into balance. So that's the first part. We're going to focus and experience a state of energetic wholeness. And the second part is just as important. The second part has to do with our energy habits. We are going to look at the science behind how habits form, and we're going to explore some tips, tricks, and some brain hacks for how to create a lasting habit about how you interact with the world on an energetic level. In my experience, creating new habits and focusing on the process of creating a new energy habit is the missing link in a lot of energy programs. We are actually creating a new habit. Our new habit is we are changing our behavior so that we walk through life from a state of energetic wholeness. And with any habit, we need to have the processes in place to make that habit a lasting one. Behavior change does not happen overnight, but we are going to learn the easiest way to create this new lasting habit of being energetically whole. And we're going to do this using a very specific format that is, again, rooted in science. The science tells us that when we have a behavior change or we have a new habit that we want to form, the best way to do it is to take the overall behavior change and break it down into a bunch of tiny habits or small habits or atomic habits. And when you take the overall behavior change and you break it down into very small parts, it becomes really easy to master each part. And as you master each part, the aggregate at the end is your behavior change. In this program, the behavior change that we are looking at, this new habit that we are looking at, is energetic wholeness. We are going to take the new habit of energetic wholeness and we are going to break that overarching habit into 7 tiny habits. During the course, we're going to learn about all 7 of these tiny habits, but because it might take a little bit more time to master each one of these 7, we're only going to practice 2 of the tiny habits, but we will lay out a habit roadmap for you so that even when this course is over, you can continue to master these tiny habits and climb the ladder until you have automatic energetic wholeness. This part of the program is going to be equal parts learning and practice. So again, we're going to really try to understand the science behind habit formation because I think that can really help you to create this new lasting habit. But in addition to learning, we are going to practice and master the first 2 tiny habits in our habit roadmap. So those are the 2 basic parts of this program. I wanted to talk a little bit about the structure and the format. So this course is split up into 12 modules. We start and end with an introduction and a conclusion. And in between, we have 10 keys. And these keys are tools, actions, tips that you can use, again, to create energetic wholeness in your life. Now, the 10 keys, the way that they're laid out, it's not exactly linear. So for instance, key number 5 is about embodying your energy. We're going to do this in 2 parts because we're going to practice 2 different techniques to bring your energy into your body. And then keys 9 and 10 are really the culmination of the program. It's going to pull everything together and give you 2 skills that you can use to really cultivate and maintain that state of energetic wholeness. Let's take a quick look at what the keys are, and don't strain your eyes because by the end of this program, you're probably going to have all 10 of these memorized, so go at your own pace. But I did want to put them up there for those of you who are like, wow, what are these 10 keys? So the first three keys are about awareness. We are going to focus on taking our awareness from the outside world to the inside world. We're going to practice inner awareness. We're going to practice listening to the language of our body, and we're going to learn how to center. The next two keys are about embodying our energy. So, keys 4 and 5 are about learning how to feel our energy, learning how to know our energy, and then practicing bringing our energy into our body and really magnifying it and expanding it so that we can really get to that place where we are filled with only our energy. And then keys 6, 7, and 8 are actually about our energetic relationships with the world. We're going to talk about our connection to the earth and Earth's energy. We're going to talk about our boundaries and clear out our energy field. And we're going to talk about this in a way where we explore how boundaries are really about our relationships to the people and the things around us on that energetic level. We're also going to explore our relationship with the higher energy of the universe, maybe of the creator or the source. We're going to explore all of these ideas and experience what it's like to have a unique life force energy, but also to be connected to the energy field around us that really connects us all. And then, as I mentioned, those last two keys, we are going to pull it all together and we're going to see what the two most impactful skills that you can have that will help you to maintain this state of energetic wholeness. So, I mentioned that there are 12 modules, and almost every module, except for one, has the same components to it. So every component has an introduction where we will tell you what we're going to learn in that module. So the introduction, again, will just lay out your expectations for that module. So the subject we're going to learn about, how we're going to practice it, and what we hope to achieve. The second component of each module is something that we're calling Everything is Energy. And in all of the modules, we are going to explore what we're actually talking about when we say energy. We're going to look at energy from a place of frequency and vibration. We'll look at energy as divinity. We'll look at energy as awareness and light and information. We are really going to dig into this question of what is energy anyway? And we'll do that with a little bit of micro learning at the start of each module. Then we'll dig into the learn section. And again, this is where we're going to academically learn about all of our tools, right? So, how to embody our energy, how do we center, how do we ground, how do we do our energetic boundaries and clear out our energy field. So, we'll talk about that in the learn section. Then we have a section that is one of my favorites. We call it the Fishbowl. And in addition to being an energy medicine practitioner, I'm also a trained facilitator and a stakeholder engagement expert. So, in my first act in life, I used to bring a lot of people together to help solve problems and to help everyone do their best work and to manage the dynamic between people in the group. And one of the tools that I found really useful during facilitation of a meeting like this is to have everyone just observe a conversation. So the fishbowl is a way, it's a format of storytelling. And when everyone is watching two people have a conversation, we can really accelerate the learning. So we're going to incorporate the fishbowl into each of our modules. After we learn about a topic, we're going to speak to a couple characters and have them describe how they use the key that we talked about. Now, in this case, the fishbowl is going to be animated. It's going to be cartoons. However, the lessons that will be told in the storytelling of the fishbowl are actual lessons that I have heard from clients, from colleagues, from other healers, from my children, from my friends, from my family. I'm going to try to cherry pick all of the most impactful stories that I've heard about successful states of energetic wholeness. So that's the fishbowl. And to get to that part about the habits, every module will include a section called Habit Helpers. And again, the habit helper is going to dig into the science of habits. We're going to talk about really important tips and tricks for how to generate a new habit. And the habit helper will also lay out our habit roadmap and give us recipes for practicing our new habit of energetic wholeness. I'm hoping that all of the things that you learn in the habit helper section will not only help you develop an automatic habit of energetic wholeness, I'm hoping that this information will be something that you'll be able to take into your life, into other habits that you're trying to create. And finally, each module will contain one or two practices, and they will be in the form of guided meditations. The idea behind the practice is obviously we want to experience what we're learning. When we practice, we are embodying our experience of our journey to energetic wholeness. But the one thing I want to say about the practice part or the guided meditations is that they will be important the first or second time you listen to them, but eventually you are not going to need these meditations any longer. The whole goal of automatic energetic wholeness is that you can take all 10 keys and use them in your life without having to sit down in meditation and focus. You are going to be able to use all of these tools as you are fully functional in your life. And by doing that, I mean, starting in meditation is a great way to build your confidence, to get that experience. But once you start to walk through life practicing all of the skills we're going to learn, it's like a snowball effect. And when you practice these skills while living life, it just really can enhance your energetic wholeness on an exponential basis. So, again, you'll have all of the meditations that you'll need to practice and experience. But the goal is that at some point, you won't even need those meditations any longer because you're just going to be automatically living your life from a state of energetic wholeness. So I hope that helps with your expectations in terms of what this course looks like and what the format is and how you're going to be learning. Um, and again, our overall goal for this program is to give you both the tools and experience of energetic wholeness, but also to give you a roadmap of these tiny habits so that you can integrate energetic wholeness into your normal state of being. So, before we continue on with the introduction, I did want to say one other thing, and that is I bet a lot of you are already doing the skills that we are going to learn in this course. So, we're going to teach things, but this is not the end all be all. Bring your life experience with energy into this course and really make your journey to energetic wholeness your own. Also, you may have other education programs that you've had in energy. Go ahead and if those resonate with what we're teaching, integrate them as well. This course is not about you must do A, B, and C. This course really is about guiding you on your own journey to energetic wholeness. And while I imagine that a lot of you, especially if you're sensitive, I think you're probably already tapped into some of this, you're already doing it. This course really is about putting it all in a container where we talk about it in a common language, where we provide clarity in how we can really leverage our energy. And again, giving you that space to practice and build your confidence and your awareness and really go out into the world being energetically whole.
I hope that gave you an exciting look into the things that you'll learn and experience in this course. Now, let's continue with our welcome by talking about what is energy, what does it mean to be a highly sensitive person, and how to get the most out of this course.